Hello, my name is Isaac. I want to tell you a story that I find very interesting, but at the same time somewhat sad for me. The reason I say this is because I feel very identified with this story since I also experienced something very similar. It's like I'm reading the story of my own life. That's why I find it interesting. And I think you'll want to hear it too. Although maybe there are people who prefer to see other things than waste their time here with me. Right. Well, maybe this isn't your place. But if you want to stay and listen to my story, that would be fine. Well, let's get started. I used to be an ordinary kid. I had the parents who loved me, or something like that. I also had my older brother Andrew. We were a very happy family. We were always very close no matter what circumstances we were in. Although, my brother Andrew was always the star son. He was my parents' favorite. He was always very loved by them since he was born. As for me, well, I was always under his shadow. It was really frustrating, but I didn't care much. My parents always preferred Andrew because he was the exemplary son of the family. He was good at everything. But with me it was another thing, because they always told me it was a mistake, that my birth was accidental, although I never fully understood it. Always thinking that my parents loved us both equally. But it wasn't as I thought. It was actually more like favoritism. They always preferred him over me. While for me, well, they had their limits in loving me. As I grew up, I realized that my parents no longer gave me the attention I used to receive before. I have always felt alone on many occasions, although it literally wasn't something I was worried about much back then. I was already very used to this. One day, I asked my brother if he wanted to play hide and seek with me. He agreed to play with me. He started counting and I went to hide. I hid in a closet I found there. I thought it was a good idea, but I never knew that it would start a nightmare later on. Hours passed, and Andrew still couldn't find me. I thought Andrew was having a harder time than usual finding me in an easy-to-locate hiding place. Then I realized that someone had finally found me after a long time. They were my parents, but they didn't seem very angry with me. They were angry because they couldn't find me anywhere. To my surprise, I was blamed because Andrew was almost late to his soccer practice with his team. And if I hadn't asked him to play with him, he would have arrived earlier. They blamed me and punished me without mercy. And that was the straw that broke the camel's back. They locked me in my own closet for a whole month to feel much more locked up than ever. I couldn't get out for a long time. The only times I was able to come out of that closet was just to go down and be able to have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They also let me go out only to go to school and then to do homework. Also to be able to take care of my other basic needs. But the rest of the things I like to do, well, I couldn't, because I was forbidden to do them until the punishment was lifted. And that was just the first of a series of times I was punished for things about Andrew that turned out to be lies or cheap excuses. As I grew up, I was able to know and understand my environment much better. Although Andrew and I loved each other like brothers before, well, now we both hate each other a lot. Well, I've changed my perspective on him after all the hurt he caused me to feel. But there are things that do not change easily. I always remain the only one my parents could blame and punish for anything. I have said I'm sorry many times and for so many things. But they never listened to me. Every time they locked me in there, I just felt like a caged bird. However, there was something that brought me comfort in those sad moments. A teddy bear I found in one of those punishments. He was the only thing that could make me feel happy again. With him I could feel better, even when things were bad. But one day something happened that would mark me forever in my life. Andrew had gone too far at that point. He had falsely accused me of stealing money from my parents just to buy a new video game. I tried to tell them that Andrew was actually lying, and that he would never really steal anything. But my parents didn't care, because they were on Andrew's side and always believed him. They just locked me back in my closet again. But this time I couldn't eat for a whole week. Did I really deserve this? Did I really deserve to starve to death because of my brother's revenge? I don't even know what to think anymore. After all, I wasn't the most important in my family. They just hate me and don't let me be happy like my older brother. I was destined to suffer this all my life. There is no point in continuing to live only to suffer at the hands of others.